And we're back on the show. It's me, Hugh, and Sade is here. It's Wednesday today, right? Sade?
Yeah.
She didn't come. She's back. She didn't come Monday. Could have come Monday, but it was raining Monday, so nice of you to stay at home. Okay, we've got Vile Murk joining us here, and Vile Murk, good to meet you.
What's good? What's good?
And we're gonna find out about what you're up to because you're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I just want. Can you give us a little bit of background about yourself? I mean, you mentioned you were born in Toronto. You're a GTA.
Right. Yeah. I'm a
right?
GTA guy. Born in Toronto. Spent a lot of time in the city. In the past 5 years, I moved out east to Durham region, and I've just been working and focusing on my craft, and just trying to go fully dedicated to my dreams and stuff.
So that's great. And you're a producer, but you're also a performer.
Yeah, like I'm an artist. Like I'm a rapper. I started out rapping, but along the way I picked up producing, and I've just been doing both ever since. Had a hand in everything.
And we got one of your songs that we're gonna play here. It's and I'm just curious, like, how old were you when you decided that you wanted to kind of get into this creative field?
Well, I'd say right out of high school was when I really went full on it, like 17. But I've been raised around music my whole life. My brother was doing music as well, and so just walking around the house, I'd hear like 808s coming from the basement, and so I've always been around it.
What's that mean? 808.
It's just like it's like the bass. You probably hear the bass in like a trap beat, or I don't know.
Is that like a particular piece of gear?
It's like
a sound
in like the song. Like there's like
you hear the bass when cars are like bumping like loud music.
Like that. We even have an effect for that in I don't know what tools you use, but I forget what it was. Adobe Audition. I use that sometimes.
Okay.
And they got an effect, and it's like from the basement.
All right.
Makes everything sound like that.
Dope.
And how would you describe your music, or what kind of musical forms do you like to work with?
I mean, I started out kind of traditional hip hop, boom bap sort of style. Took a lot of influence from like Earl Sweatshirt, like that dark type of hip hop, but and so I was rapping on things called type beats, which is like, and it's supposed to emulate an artist that already exists, sort of thing. And so I was rapping on a lot of like dark sort of type beats, and then over the years I've kind of just evolved and started taking inspiration from different places, and from the point that I started producing for myself, it unlocked different types of flows, and so I'm on a whole different thing than what I was doing originally,
Do you know what that is? Type beats?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, it's a thing. It's really a thing. Like if you're starting out, if you want to sound like so and so, you just type in Drake type beat, and a lot of OVO type beats come up, and you sound like Drake.
Yeah, because like almost every artist has their own type of sound or own type of beat that
Right.
It's like classic. Like not like all their beats sound the same, like each song, but like it's similar.
Right.
So the type beats are like people make beats that's really inspired by a certain artist, so it sounds similar to them. So if you have an artist that you want to kind of make music like, not exactly,
or someone who inspires you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Search up their type beat.
Exactly right.
I see. Wow. Now, I would think though, Vile Murk, that as an artist and a producer with a vision, right? You're dedicating your life to this.
Exactly.
And that you would want to come up with your own
yeah,
unique style that's totally you, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that, or I mean, what can you comment on exactly? What direction you want to go in terms of that?
I'm trying to step out. I'm taking a lot more risks, and just starting to be a little bit more melodic, and not just with the raps and spitting 16s, more just singing and really feeling the song, and I'm heading in that direction. I'd say a bit more pop, a bit more type neo soulish type, Erykah Badu, the internet, people that inspire me today when I'm producing and recording and stuff.
So you're going to more like indie music.
Yeah, I'm more in the indie route, but it's like indie with a trap sort of, like a trap-esque sort of. Yeah, I'm trying to it's a mixing pot with me. That's the thing with me. It's like you never know what you're gonna get. It's like one day it's a trap record, one day I might mess around with some dance hall. You never really know what you're gonna get.
And I know you mentioned Earl Sweatshirt and Erykah Badu, but like,
right?
Are those like the artists that made you want to do it exactly, or was there like a certain artist or a song that you heard and you're like, this is the type of music I want to make?
Really, Tyler the Creator was who really made me want to write and record and eventually pick up the keyboard and do that. And Earl, he's part of the same collective, so he was definitely part of it. Earl was actually the first concert I went to, and after that I remember being like, I want to be on that stage because this is amazing, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so but I take inspiration from everywhere for real. And
I feel you on that. Like, even with me, like I listen to Erykah Badu or like Willow Smith and all of them, and like they inspire me to want to make music on like the internet, like you were talking about. Like their type of style is like, I can't sing, but like if I could sing, like I'd want to make music like them. Right. So yeah, their style and Tyler the Creator, Earl Sweatshirt, all of them, really people from OF, like that's the type of sound I wish I could.
Yeah. That's kind of what that's kind of my scene, I guess you would say. Like the skater rapper scene.
Not like the classic rap that everyone listens to nowadays, like mainstream, like mumble rap, but like true.
Yeah.
Hit,
Don't get it twisted. I mess with Playboy Cardi too, but it's like I guess I'm inspired by when I try to go trap with my beats. I like I look up to people like Pierre Bourne, people like, I don't know if you know Icy Twat. He's kind of more underground, but their production, when I think a trap beat, that's kind of what really got me on the wave that I'm on right now. You know what I mean? So just trying new things.
Now, you're making me want to just listen to one of your songs right now.
Yeah.
And we have this one, it's called Better Days, but I see it's got a parental advisory on it.
Yeah. My verse doesn't have any curse, but the first verse may have a couple curse words on it.
Do you know like which part you start in the song?
I'm like a minute in, I'd say.
Okay, I'll tell you what, if we play
like
it
halfway,
because this is unfortunately there are some parents watching the show, so
okay.
We don't want them to hear these words.
It's the track, it's about, and I didn't produce this one. This is like a beat that I found on the internet, just something quick, just wanted to write something. It's the COVID mask and all that. It's about the lockdown. It's about current times.
That's great.
And so I was just kind of writing from that perspective. And same with Coma Hayes, who's a good friend of mine.
I'm just going to show the people before we play the song that you got the mask on. Better Days. So is this before we play it, and we're going to try to make sure we don't actually send out any curse words. So you can help us do that. When we start playing, just say, "Oh, it's going to come up."
Right.
Our best to do it.
Okay.
Parents, if you are watching and you don't want to hear any bad words, you can leave the room just for a minute, right? The song is about 3 minutes long. So can you tell us a little bit about kind of what the message is here? Because the song is called Better Days. You got a picture of the mask, and I'm interested in your thoughts about everything that's going on and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like I was saying, I tapped into just kind of writing from the perspective of being in quarantine, being in lockdown. And on top of that, last year around this time, the whole thing with George Floyd was going on. And so I kind of touched on police brutality and that sort of thing all within the verse. And just kind of the state of the world and kind of, missing the better days and wanting the better days to be present, Yes.
Now, are you optimistic about these days that we're in now? Do you think we've got better days ahead?
Yeah, I'm a positive future thinker type person, you know. So yeah, I'm always thinking that, you know, the sun, it's bright on the other side, and you know, right now it's just temporary, but we're figuring it out, you know.
Do you think once we all get the vaccine, we'll all be better off and have better days?
I mean, you know, I've seen some people, you know, turn out like Ninja Turtle characters, you know, so it's like I really don't know with the vaccine, but it's what we're doing right now. You know, we'll see.
Yeah, that's good, because we don't really know what the future holds, do we, Sade? Okay, let's play the track.
A 1 minute.
What?
Start at 1 minute.
Should we start at 1 minute? Or
yeah, like 1:30.
Okay, so we're going to avoid the. So parents, it might be okay to stay in the room.
But yeah, shout out Coma Hayes though. You're not gonna hear his verse, but he's on the track, and known him for practically my whole life. So
okay, cool. So here we go with the track, and we'll be right back with Vile Murk, and we all get a chance to hear the music right about.
When I'm drinking a Corona, thinking about better days. Lockdowns got me f***ed up in many ways. Life is but a dream, or is it just a phase? Still get reality checks, that's the crazy thing. Moms and pops are closing down, corporations getting richer. My uncle told me this will happen when I was little, nigga, and I can get the picture now. Vaccines are coming and I'm like, how? 3 options: sink, swim, or drown. I'm in living color, homie, I'm not a clown. So I don't play that like buying a vowel from Pat Sajak. The wheel of fortune turns, is outrageous. Yeah.
Summer, winter, fall. Yeah. COVID's bugging on the wall. It's a winter lockdown. Wish for summer days.
Ain't been outside in a week, any social. I'm surprised I can still speak. Now they want us to support Uber Eats more, right? Paying double for some meals. This affecting my peeps for real. Not to mention cops killing my people still. When we band together, we stronger in the field. Mask on, followed by a shield. I miss being downtown, skating with my homies. Yeah, I got a couple tats, mama still ain't know yet. Long sleeve, run the house shit. Oh, trust me, they ain't poking out. Ayo, we in the world, look around. Permanent frowns, adjusted lifestyles. If there was ever a time to support your homies, it's now. Yeah, we can't sink, we can't drown. I'm an everlasting gobstopper. Wasn't meant to be a doctor. All love and respect the first responders. They the real heroes, not the ones targeting Negroes. Now that's a different monster. Yeah.
So that track was by Vile Murk and Coma Hayes, and we're just going to show this here because this is. You've also got a radio show, and this is the. I guess that's your kind of image.
Yeah, YARK Radio Live. I do it's like an hour and a half show. I DJ live, like it's a live stream, and so I DJ like a whole set live, and then midway through, it's like a bit of a podcast segment with my friend. And then we ended off with more music, but the music that we're playing is it's like my homies, local artists, and on top of that, people I've been networking with on the internet. I'm just kind of trying to make a creative space just to share and put on, people stuff that people probably wouldn't have heard, and so yeah, it's just kind of, it's a good way to build a community at the same time. And yeah, I get my whole radio thing off with the sound effects and the voice bites and all that. It's just, I'm kind of inspired by, what Beats One and Apple Music is doing. Like they had a Jaden Smith one, and yeah, that was a big portion of why I even started doing this last year.
Yeah. And you talk about it's a great way to build community. I mean, why is that important? And I really like the fact that you mentioned that. Tell us your thoughts about why that's important.
It's a good way to build. It's important because those people that are even willing to click the link in your bio, those people are those are the core supporters that are going to be with you, regardless of what the music even sounds like, regardless of what your image is. They support, they mess with you first, right? And so, and it has like the whole live chat, and so it's artists that I'm playing in the chat, who knows what could spawn from them joking around and maybe linking up and making a track together. They'd only do that because of this platform that I've sort of created and, kind of projected,
And a lot of time, like smaller artists don't have people to support them, or they're starting off. So you doing that and putting their music together with each other and your radio and stuff like that makes them feel connected. And even talking about the chat or whatever, you can build a community that way.
And on top of everything, like because it's like local and like underground artists that are just kind of like-minded and have the same dreams, it's like it's not getting copyrighted. It's not getting taken down because it's not getting claimed by YouTube. So that was another thing that was a part of it, because I tried doing this years ago, but I was playing like mainstream stuff that's on the radio already,
music,
and it was getting taken down. So I figured I came back with a purpose to like kind of bring people together. And so that's what I've been rocking with since,
That's great. We should tell people where they can find your show so that they can become part of your community. Or not your community, but that community, if you like.
Yeah. Just if you search Vile Murk on YouTube, or even just YARK Radio Live on YouTube, it'll come up. It's a monthly show. And if you have the podcast app on your iPhone, I'm putting all the shows up there as well. So just trying to get it out there any way that I can, really.
Do you have a SoundCloud or a Spotify or something?
Yeah. It's not, the show's not on there, but like my music is on there. And that's also Vile Murk, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever music is played, really. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about that, the copyright issues, like the issues about streaming as a DJ, right?
Yeah.
Because, well, it's fun to play music as a DJ, and especially if you've got a community of people that are really enjoying it and that sort of thing. But, and I was going to ask you, how do you get around the copyright issues? Because YouTube's pretty...
They're really picky on that.
Really picky. And even Twitch is, you're going to get taken down or removed if there's a lot of commercial music on there. So are you primarily playing local independent artists?
That's the only thing that I'm playing. On the premiere episode, I slipped in some unreleased sort of low-key stuff by maybe someone you may have heard before, but I didn't put that joint on the podcast app because just to be safe. But since from episode 2 on, and we've done 9 shows since then, it's been just my friends, my homies, people I've collaborated with, people that support me, people that I support, just kind of just mainly just that.
It surprises me, well, maybe not surprised me, but I'm amazed at how many really great artists there are in the local community. And so often I'll hear a song, or even the people, this is through people coming in here, people like yourself, right?
Right, yeah.
Come in here, they bring their music that they're producing, creating, and some of it to me is like amazing. Like I recognize I'm a music guy too. So, this is a hit, that's a hit, that's a hit. And yet you don't necessarily hear these songs on the radio, or they don't have the kind of overwhelming popularity. And sometimes I wonder, well, how come certain artists blow up to be so huge on a global level, and other artists that, in my opinion, have music that's every bit as good, but doesn't really get the popular attention that that I think they deserve sometimes.
Yeah.
Any ideas why that happens?
I feel like nowadays the music is like the last thing that people are really paying attention to. It's more about the image. It's more about getting people's attention, and it's people like, well, I don't want to name names, but they're out here just trolling on the internet. But then nowadays that doesn't really translate to streams and sales as much as maybe it would have in like 2016, and that whole era where you just hop online, say something reckless, and then drop a song the next day, and it sells successfully. It's I think it's going, but I do think that it's going back to the content, and it's going back to actually having something to say in your music. Surely but slowly that it's heading back in that direction. And so I think it's a lot of hope for a lot of artists who have something to really put forward to, I guess, music in general right now. Yeah.
And a lot of the time, artists or newest artists, they have like the wrong audience, right? So like their friends or the people that are around or their followers listen to like a certain type of music, and a lot of the time people are finding themselves and start to make their own sound. So if you have the wrong audience, your music is not going to get out there. You should reach out to people that listen to the type of music that you make. Like you should reach out to people, well, you probably already do, but listen to the type of music that you're trying to create and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Right? So if you have the wrong audience, your music is not going to get out there as much as someone that has the right one. So just try to, for the news artists and people that are underground, try to reach out to the people that, will like your sound, So if you like trap music or you're making trap music, reach out to people that listen to that type of music, or follow the artists that, let's say if you make music like Paper Cardi, reach out to his fans or something like that. Try to push your music out towards them instead of other people.
Exactly.
Do you have a strategy for global domination?
I'd say really taking matters into my own hands, kind of doing what I'm doing with the whole radio show, because it's like, why wait for a radio station to discover something that I'm doing? Why not make the radio show? Why not be the change that you want to see, type of thing, And then the other element to it is sort of like just kind of just leading with what you believe in. And if it's pages like, I don't know if you know Academics, Six Buzz, that's a popular one in Toronto. It's like they're not posting artists like me. They're posting a lot of artists that, they sound like Drake, they sound like Party Next Door. It's a certain order on that new Toronto type Chicago drill movement. And they're not really looking at the artsy creators like myself. And so it's like, on top of the radio show, I got the magazine element where it's really just an Instagram blog type thing where I'm posting the same artists that I play, also, furthering, giving them sort of a look that they might have not gotten if it wasn't for YARK Radio, YARK Magazine, So
I feel like those pages, especially Six Buzz, is like a little bit biased about what they post, because they'll post like, say they support Toronto artists, but not every single type of Toronto artist.
Right?
They just do one type of sound.
It's definitely a niche.
That regular Toronto rapper sound, instead of thinking about different artists in the city that have a different.
Exactly.
I think that's a uniquely Toronto or Canadian thing too. Is that for some reason Canadians or people in Toronto need to have someone else somewhere else approve it before we will like it. You know, like we don't have enough confidence to set the trend. We got to wait till
Right.
somebody else puts their stamp of approval on it.
Right. And so that's why I've been internet based, and because I'm internet based, it's like I'm already in contact with, people from, it's mostly people from the States at the end of the day. Like, I get a lot of love in Kansas City. I get a lot of love from like New Jersey. Got a couple of friends out in, like Texas that show a lot of love. And so I feel like you're right. When it comes to Toronto, you have to kind of make noise outside of the country before we show love to each other, type thing.
Yeah.
And
I think
that's
Sorry, go ahead.
So I feel like being internet based and connecting with people across the border or just different countries in general, that's probably the way to go if you really want to make a name for yourself right now.
Okay, well, listen, it's been great to have you here, Vile Murk. I mean, I could keep talking, but we have to.
Yeah.
Time marches on. Anyway, we're putting all your contact info down there so people out there can listen to Vile Murk's radio show. Sign up on YouTube, SoundCloud for all your stuff, and
Everywhere.
Would love to have you back at some time.
For sure.
When you got maybe some new super hit single.
Or
when
you got
a new album coming out.
Yeah, when the album drops, definitely I want to come back.
Okay. When do you think that's going to be, and how can people get and stay in touch with you?
I'm gonna say summer.
Okay.
Summer. We're gonna do something special for the summer. So definitely get in contact. Tap in Vile Murk at Vile Murk everywhere. VileMurk across all social media, all streaming services. I'm just your boy.
Okay. Well, listen, it's great to meet you.
All right.
And thanks for coming on in. So we're going to take a little break here, just a little one, because it's not too much time left on the show. We got David Walsh coming up. We're going to talk about sustainable housing, affordable housing, and some other stuff. So that's right.